8 to 9 is at the Little Potato Company in
We're gonna call the meeting to order,
1:15 to
6:30
2:30 at the DC, and then 3 to 4.
for the committee of the whole. First is pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Paul Dwyer,
Here.
Travis Schulze,
Here.
Richard Harrington,
Present.
John Glenn, Sean Zavinsky, Mitchell Kale,
Here.
Patrick Devine,
Here.
Nellie Pater, Dean Peterson.
Here.
Next, approval of minutes from July 14th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Dwyer. Any other additional comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. 4, city clerk monthly report. Oh, sorry, please. 5, city treasurer's monthly report. 6, expenditures with comparison to budget. 7, cash and investment schedule. 8, parks and rec program report. Number 9, public works and utilities director's report. 10, police department monthly report, July 2025. 11, Toma Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center monthly report. And 12, Toma Public Housing Authority monthly report.
I make a motion to approve the monthly reports.
Second?
I have a motion by Dwyer, seconded by Schulze for the approval. Any discussion?
I have a question for Director Protz.
Sure.
You had in your report that the infields were all taken care of with the Blair Street project. So how are they coming with the dirt work?
Good, they re-excavated and now we're just waiting for the grass to grow.
Okay.
So they replanted some seed last week. I met with the contractors and we're on hopefully the final inning with that one. So we just gotta get the grass to grow, and once that matures, we can get moving on it, so.
Director Protz, do we have a date, opening timeframe, you think, yet?
We'll just see how the outfields and the grass come after the winter, and hopefully sometime, the goal would be sometime in the spring
Okay.
is to open it up, so.
I know people are patiently waiting.
Yep, it's been quite the process, but hopefully the finished product will be well worth the wait, so.
Good deal. Thank you, Director. Any other discussion?
Now a question for Justin. The 2024 tax roll, property tax roll,
Yes.
how much, have you settled with first with Monroe County?
Yes, I've settled with everyone as of today.
So what percent of the taxes did you collect?
Oh, we collected about, the remaining was 358,000 out of 18.9 mil. So we collected about most of it, I would say 85%.
Okay, are we gonna show a revenue figure in the
Yep.
comparison next
Yep,
month?
I'll be doing a journal entry tonight. Good.
I have a question for Tina. I don't know if she can hear us or not. Tina, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Going through your report, just wanted to point out and maybe ask a question. The Toma being recognized as achieving a gold tier status with the WEDC once again this year. And at the very end of that report, it talks about downtown businesses having access to other, I call them benefits that go along with that, or other opportunities. Are there anything that a downtown business owner would have to do to be eligible, or to I guess maybe even learn about those?
The status is Toma. This is the first time we've achieved the gold status. We've been a Connect community for about, I think, 9 or 10 years, something like that. The benefits will be kind of awarded through us, and what we're planning on doing is, if you're not familiar, Nick has been working with Vanderbilt and Associates on some community surveys, visionings, that we're hoping to piggyback off of, and our plan is to implement some type of, using some of those extra benefits once some of those visioning sessions are over with. Because then we'll have kind of a greater idea of what the community is looking for as far as downtown beautification.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We're gonna go to the general agenda. Number 13, approval of temporary Class B wine and Class B beer license application by Toma Rotary Club for neighborhood block party on September 6, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Schulze for approval. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. 14, approval and renewal of Class B fermented malt beverage and Class C wine beverage licenses for Pinnacle Hockey Group LLC.
Move to
Motion.
approve.
Second.
Motion by Richard and second by Dwyer, I believe. It's kind of all there at the same time. And any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Number 15, approval of preliminary engineering multi-use trail connection and budget amendment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Schulze, second by Devine. Any discussion?
Yeah, Joe, can you explain what this particular project is?
This is the start engineering on our extension of the proposed north, south proposed trail with the grant that we will be receiving.
The one that,
No,
with the
South Elk.
state funding?
The DNR grant that will be matching, just start to get things going on it.
It's kind of big as far as what trail you're talking about here in the agenda.
Thanks, Joe.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. 16, approval of resolution for payment of monthly bills.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Schultze, second by Peter. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 18, approval of zoning administrator job description.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Dwyer, second
Point
by...
of order. We skipped 17.
Oh, thank you, I clicked that off early, thank you. Approval of ordinance amending Article 7, Division 2, Sections 2 through 600 through 2 through 603 of the municipal code in the city of Toma.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Schulze, second by Dwyer, any discussion?
I'll start off.
Okay, no, pass it up.
Thank you, Administrator, for catching that.
Absolutely. So this was on the agenda last month. At the request of Commissioner Murray, we tabled it to this month. We then had a meeting with Alderperson Yarrington, Commissioner Murray, and Director Virchik, who is present tonight. We achieved consensus. The only thing that I did not catch in the notes prior to publishing the packet tonight, and Director Virchik caught it, and Attorney Precor just presented you with a modification, is adding in elderly, veterans, and disabled persons for the scope of who the housing authority can service, which conforms to the state statute language. And I'll turn it over to Attorney Precourt, and then we also again have Director Virchik here who can speak on behalf of the housing authority.
Thank you.
Do you want to go first? So, I'll tell you what I did and then, okay. So, the concern was making sure that the ordinance is clear and adds the veterans and families. So, the way that the housing authority statute works is veterans and their families as well as elderly persons are not required, you don't have to look at the income situations for those, per the state statute. And so section 66-1213 addresses elderly persons, defines it, and sets forth the rules for that. So what we did, as you see, I just gave you the yellow of what was added from the prior additions, so that we could include those things. And then you can speak on the disabled piece, because I couldn't get in touch with her prior to, so we can always clean it up if needed, but where the housing statute deals with disability.
Of course.
So go ahead.
So to start, I'm Director Vierik. But for the statute, since it doesn't include disabled individuals, we do service those who have disability determinations through Social Security, which kind of covers the majority of them. But we also serve elderly individuals, low income, moderate families, and veterans. But we all discussed this and we were in agreement. So.
If I could just ask a quick question so that we're good here. Do you believe that the disabled section, because I couldn't find anything in the housing statutes that discuss disabled and define that, do you believe that the fact that we have here low to moderate incomes, that would cover the disabled folks or not?
Yes, considering that most of the families are either elderly or low to moderate income, it does cover.
So we should be good as listed. Okay. The other thing that I noticed is that in what we're adopting for the duties, it covers the veterans language in here as well. And then it further covers the complete housing sections when we get into, it takes it all the way through, bear with me. On S, it's through 1331 that covers even the blighted slum areas too. So I think this is comprehensive and should serve exactly what you were looking for.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And certainly in the event that you find out later as you're working on this that we missed something, let us know and I'm sure they'd be happy to entertain an amendment.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussions?
I have a question for Nick. So I understand, Housing Authority is gonna meet the council monthly?
They're going, what we talked about, Director Vierik and I, is having a monthly report. So the council, through vote, establishes the need for the housing authority. The mayor appoints the commissioners. So the commission itself does the monthly oversight. Just like every department head in the city has other bodies that provide oversight aside from the council, Director Vierik will just provide a monthly report just to increase situational awareness as to what the needs of the housing is in the community. And that aligns with the state statute description on the relationship between housing authorities and the governing body of the municipality in which it resides. Does that answer the question?
Well, I just have a concern about, okay, so the Housing Authority comes and meets and briefs the council. Is the council going to take any action on certain items that they brief us on, or is it just informational?
No, just in the same way that the council does not take action on the department head monthly reports unless there is a collective vote that is within the jurisdiction that does not reside in another body. So per state statute, the Housing Authority Commission has jurisdiction over the operations management of the Housing Authority. There are certain items under the state statute that the council may have the authority to vote on, and only in those circumstances would that occur, and that would be under an actual agenda item. We wouldn't just roll it into the monthly report, it would be called out with its own agenda item, and I do not anticipate that being, I anticipate it being a very rare occurrence.
Okay.
Director Vera, does that line up with what you expect? Yeah. Does that answer the question?
Yep, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Number 18, approval of zoning administrator job description. Administrator Morales, would you like to speak on that? Oh, yeah, sorry.
You gotta have a motion.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Dwyer, second by Peterson. Administrator Morales, you have the floor.
Okay, so as it states in the staff report, this is part of our structure changes we've been undergoing recently. The city previously had a building inspector / zoning administrator, prior to that a zoning administrator. So this would be a reinstatement of the zoning administrator position. Everything else is contained in the staff committee preparation report. So with the reinstatement of the city administrator position, the duties of economic development go back to the city administrator function, which is the way it was prior to 2022-21. So we currently have a Department of Economic Development and Zoning. So what this would do is officially break off economic development, put it in the city administrator, which is already in the job description that you previously voted on in June. And now we just have the zoning department, the zoning administrator. This job description, 95% of it is the city's previous zoning administrator job description. Same duties and responsibilities. Building inspection services will still be contracted out via third-party General Engineering Corporation, so the zoning administrator would be responsible for managing that contract. The zoning administrator would have direct liaison authority with the associate planner at Vanderwall and Associates, and the zoning administrator would also have direct supervision over a part-time code enforcement officer should the council approve that tomorrow night. Pending any questions, that's all I have.
Any questions? Or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Number 19, approval of removal of Director of Economic Development and Zoning.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Peter, second by Arrington. Any discussion? Sean is welcoming us on Zoom. Sean, did you have any discussion on this topic?
I just joined, I apologize.
Okay, we're on number 19, removal of the Director of Economic Development and Zoning. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. Number 20, approval, part-time code enforcement officer job description.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Dwyer, second by Devine. Discussion.
What changes were made in this job description from the current code enforcement officer's job description?
Administrator Morales is coming up.
So I think to answer that question, we might have to dive into a little bit of history. As I understand, I wasn't here, so you may have more accurate information I do on Person Yarrington, but there was a code enforcement officer in the police department. And when that position went away, we had no code enforcement officer for a time. And then there were basically an effort to combine two part-time positions. So the part-time code enforcement officer and there was a full-time utilities bookkeeper that did not need to be maintained anymore. So that person became a part-time economic development and zoning assistant and a part-time code enforcement officer. So that each one of those duties were combined to make a full-time position. With the reinstatement of the zoning administrator, that person, the way the duties are set out right now, that person, we do not anticipate, will have an assistant by need of the workload. Would still need a code enforcement officer, so this is a return to the part-time code enforcement officer. This person wouldn't have any other duties besides code enforcement. Does that answer the question?
Sort of.
What part can I
No,
do better at
it
answering for
answers
you?
it pretty much in detail.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 21, approval of removal of economic development and zoning assistant code enforcement officer position.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Schulze, second by Peter. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 22, approval of removal of chief deputy clerk position.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Schulze, second by Peterson. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, sorry, Sean, all opposed? Motion carries. 23, approval of appointment of Angeline Bauman to the Lake Committee.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Dwyer, second by Yarrington. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 24, approval of appointment of management negotiation team for collective bargaining.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Dwyer, second by Devine. Discussion?
This is for the police union contract?
EMS and police.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
EMS and police.
Both? Okay.
Two separate teams.
Question for Administrator Reynolds. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels like a change to how we have previously negotiated these types of contracts. Is there a reason why we're going with support, I guess? We typically handle them on our own.
With support.
We're bringing in someone to help, right? Or am I misunderstanding what we're doing?
No, these are all city employees on the list with the exception of the city attorney who's a contracted employee.
Gotcha. I misunderstood. I thought it was a contracted company coming in to help us.
No.
But this is management personnel or people that we're bringing into, that we're assigning to do this.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Now, each one of the people listed here may not be in the actual negotiation. What we're seeking from the council is approval to legally include up to this entire list. This entire list, we have had pre-management CBA meetings just to talk about last year's contract, status of this year, whatnot. But as we move into actual negotiations with each union, the department heads may narrow down some of their personnel that are on this list. But at a minimum, you'll have the city administrator, the city attorney, the department head, and human resources as part of the team, should you approve it.
In the past, it's been,
About that composition right there.
gotcha.
And the treasurer, excuse me. So standard, we have the treasurer in the room. The clerk was human resources. We've taken that function out of clerk. City administrator or set chair and city attorney. Attorney pre-course, any of that incorrect?
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Make the motion to go to closed session.
Yes.
I thought I read it before we made the motion. Adjourn to closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Stat 19.85, subsection 1, concerning employment, promotion, compensation, and performance, evaluation data of any public employee to discuss staffing and compensation for police sergeant. 26, remain in closed session pursuant to 19.85, subsection 1B, concerning dismissal, demotion, license, or licensing or discipline of any public employee or person licensed by board or commission, or the investigation of charges against such person, or considering the grant or denial of tenure for a university faculty member, or the taking of formal action on any such matter, provided that faculty member or other public employee or person licensed is given actual notice of any eventuary hearing which may be held prior to a final action being taken, and any meeting at which final action may be taken. The notice shall contain a statement that the person has the right to demand that evidentiary hearing or meeting will be held in an open session. This paragraph and par subsection F do not apply to any such evidentiary hearing or meeting where the employee or person licensed requests that an open session be held. Review and discussion regarding criminal and administrative investigations into alleged employee misconduct, including findings of fact, opinions, recommendations, and disciplinary action approved by the city administrator resulting in the termination of an employee for cause to misconduct. Oh, sorry. Motion by Pearson, second by Vader. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. We're in closed session. Holy cow.
Call the meeting to order at 6:30 PM on Tuesday, August 19th. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll move on to roll call.
Paul Dwyer,
Here.
Travis Schulze, Richard Yarrington,
Present.
John Glenn, Sean Zavinski. Here. Mitchell Kale.
Here.
Patrick Devine.
Here.
Nellie Pater. Here. Dean Peterson.
There. Okay. Is there anyone wishing or desiring to appear before council? Is there anyone wishing to appear before council? Okay, we'll move on. I guess I'm going to keep my report real short tonight. We're moving forth with the budget plans. Nick and the teams are meeting. Everything seems to be going pretty well in the city. Had a few complaints about homeless, a few complaints about getting some trails opened up for UTVs, but other than that, I can't say that there's been a lot to report. So we'll move on to item 3, discussion and consideration of professional fleet management services. Is this Enterprise, Nick? Yes. So I guess what we've done, unless somebody wants to do something different, is we've talked about it and decided to put this on hold unless somebody has any concerns or wants to proceed with going through the enterprise program that was explained to us at last council. You want to add anything, Nick?
So at the last month's council meeting, we received a presentation from Enterprise Fleet Management Services. So currently in the city, we purchase our own vehicles, and then at a time when the vehicle needs to be replaced, we trade in the vehicle for what it's worth, purchase another vehicle, and oftentimes that is done through our capital projects process, which includes borrowing. So oftentimes we will put that into that year's debt allocation. With the Enterprise Fleet Management Services Program, as they briefed, I won't go back to all the details, but as we see it, the main advantage to entering a program like that is professional management of the fleet. So rather than us as a city trying to manage and keep track of when a vehicle should be replaced, you have a professional service that is dedicated to managing that for us, and they are able, using their basically wholesale power, able to possibly achieve for us better trade-in terms. However, there are several disadvantages. The main one is that it would require a fundamental change in our budgeting methodology. So we would have to move the fleet management costs onto the general fund, which, as we've talked about previously, due to the current health of our budget, that would be a significant negative impact to the general fund right away. And then, as you saw in the presentation last month, over a 10-year period, we see an initial return on investment in the first 4 years, but in the succeeding 6 years, we will see a loss of equity in our vehicles as we are now transitioning to a fleet that we lease instead of own. So the mayor had wanted to evaluate this program to ensure that we are turning over every rock and being responsible with taxpayer money, number one, being efficient with government resources, number two, and then again, evaluating every option that is out there, number three. As we discussed in the past couple weeks, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Mayor, but particularly with the burden it would place on the general fund, we would need probably another fiscal year to strategize how we would shift from these being capital projects onto the general fund. There are a couple strategies that Enterprise is willing to assist us with evaluating. A couple other municipalities have been able to maintain different ways of funding the program, but it would require, I think, significant analysis between myself and the Treasury Department before we're really ready to present that to council. And then second, there needs to be a longer term analysis of, are we ready to give up a capital asset and take on a lease of these vehicles rather than owning them outright. So there are advantages and disadvantages. Ultimately, we cannot sit here and confidently tell you that there is an effective strategy for overhauling the budget in such a way that would take the cumulative cost of these vehicles and place them onto the general fund in the near term. Pending any questions, that's all I have.
Yeah. Go ahead. I just want the record to reflect that I recuse myself of any conversation, discussion, and voting on this topic as they are a tenant of mine for conflict of interest.
Noted, so noted. So this is just an, go ahead, Alderperson Harrington.
One of the things that I noticed in the presentation last month is they're replacing vehicles on a lot more frequently than we presently do, and that creates an increase in depreciation cost or quicker rotation on the leases.
I do have some concerns on general fund funding this program, also maintenance on it, who's gonna do it, what department's gonna run it. There's a lot of concerns I have with this fleet management services. So.
Is there any other discussion? Because that's all this item is tonight, is just a discussion item. If there's no other discussion, we're gonna move on for acceptance of monthly reports. Item 4, City Administrator's Monthly Report. Item 5, Public Safety Monthly Report. Item 6, Library Monthly Report. And item 7, Senior and Disabled Services Monthly Report. We're looking for a motion.
Motion to approve, or accept, excuse me.
No. Yes, sorry about that. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to the consent agenda. We'll go through those. We just need one motion to approve them. We'll go through them. 8, approval of minutes of July 15, 2025. Minutes. Approval temporary Class B and wine and Class B beer license application by Toma Rotary Club for neighborhood block party on September 6, 2025. Approval renewal of Class B fermented malt beverage and Class C wine beverage license for Pinnacle Hockey Club Group LLC. Approval for resolution for payment of monthly bills.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We'll go to the Committee of the Whole recommendations. Number, these all be done at once too? No, each one separate. So item 12, or agenda item 12 is approval, ordinance amending Article 7, Division 2, Sections 2 through 600, or 2 to 600 through 2603 of the Municipal Code for the City of Toma.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Question, does this include the change on health insurance being covered,
That's
being available, but 100% of the cost on the public housing authority?
That I was gonna ask for the discussion, we had made that modification earlier today to include that, and I would ask that any motion to approve permits the section that talks about, as presented last evening. There's a section that talks about, use of the retirement and pension plan of the city. That would, I'd want the motion to include that section can be modified to include the use of the city health insurance plan.
If
at
we,
no
I'm sorry to
expense.
interrupt, if we table this to later in the meeting, if we vote to table it, I can get them printed.
Okay,
right now,
I'm
if you'd
sorry, I
like to do that.
misunderstood. I didn't get a word back that it looked good, so I didn't print
Yeah,
it.
it's good to go, so that way they can see
All right.
exactly, okay.
Do you want?
So, Mr. Mayor, I would recommend if the members vote to table it to the end of committee of the whole recommendations, I can get copies printed so the members can read it prior to voting.
Okay, we'll, I'm looking, well, we'd have to withdraw the motions then, and make a new motion to table.
Or just bump it to
Or we want to just switch it from 12 to 16. We can do that too.
have it at the end of the
Yeah.
committee, the whole recommendation.
Right, so, okay, so we'll move on to item,
So
oh,
So
yeah,
we
we
have
got,
a motion.
we
The
got to have a
motion
motion.
needs to be
Yes, we have to have a
either
motion.
amended or withdrawn, and then a new motion on the floor.
What do we need to wait for this paper for? Can I just amend it to include the things that Penny was talking about?
You can, so this is my mistake, we didn't have the copies ready, that's my fault. We would also need to evaluate first reading, second reading, and adoption. So that
Can
would
we
be
do that not being on the agenda?
Yes, so we would need to print these copies and make the motion
I will
for,
withdraw my motion. And make a motion to table it to the next month, or?
No,
You gotta, just, can you wait for just a second? So you're gonna withdraw your motion, we need the second withdrawn by whomever it was, I don't know who that was.
Me.
Thank you, Kelly, I didn't know.
so we're looking for a new motion to table item 12.
I have to vote on that motion, right, to withdraw, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
So, okay, so
No, they withdrew it.
they withdrew it, so there's no vote.
Yeah, right. Okay,
So I'm looking for a motion then to table item 12 in the committee of the whole recommendations to go to the bottom of the list.
So moved.
So we have a motion and a second to table it and move it to the bottom of the list. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 13, approval zoning administrator's job description.
Motion to approve.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 14, approval, removal of Director of Economic Development and Zoning position.
Motion to approve.
second.
We have a motion by Peterson, seconded by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval part-time code enforcement officer job description.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Kale, second by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. So we're gonna wait for, is Justin after the copies, administrator?
Correct.
We'll just wait for him.
Did we get through item 17?
Oh, 16, yep.
16 and
That's right,
17.
sorry about that. Approval, removal of economic development and zoning assistant, code enforcement officer.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Arrington, seconded by I drew a blank. Divine, excuse me. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Justin's here, so.
Wanna do the next? Wanna do
17? Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
17. Item 17, approval, removal of chief deputy clerk's position.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion by Zabinski, a second by Kale. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll go to item 12. Oh, so this is.
So now that you have, is that all right if I do it?
Go ahead.
You want to call that agenda item now?
Yeah, we can. We're going back to item 12, approval of ordinance amending Article 7, Division 2, Sections 2-600 through 2-603 of the municipal code for the city of Toma. Attorney Pecor,
You now have a copy of modified version that was presented last evening. Your attention is directed to section 2-603T. To participate in the health insurance plan and employee retirement or pension system of the city, which has declared the need for the authority at the sole expense of commission and to expend funds of the commission for this purpose. So that's what was modified, the language in yellow for that section.
That's the way the version last night.
Yes, from the version last night. That was recommended by the committee of the whole.
Correct.
Okay, so at this point, my understanding is we'd like a motion to waive the first verbatim reading, and then you can discuss.
Sure. Motion to waive the first verbatim reading.
Second.
motion by Kale, second by Zabinski, to waive the first verbatim reading. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I'm going to waive the second.
Yes.
Looking for motion to waive the second verbatim reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Zabinski, second by Yarrington. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Yes.
Now we're looking for a motion to approve.
Move to approve the amendment to the ordinance.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Yarrington, seconded by Alderperson Zabinski. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We're going to move on to Parks and Recreation Commission recommendations. Item 18, approval, preliminary engineering, multi-use trail connection and budget amendment.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion by Kale, second by Peterson. Is there any further discussion?
I'm glad I came in lower price than what they were projecting.
That helps. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. Moving on to appointments, item 19, approval, appointment of Angeline Bauman to the Lake Committee.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Yarrington, second by Zabinski. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item 20, approval, appointment of management negotiation team for collective bargaining.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Kale. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Looking to adjourn to closed session.
Motion to adjourn to closed session.
Second. Motion by Kale, second by Peterson to adjourn. We go to closed session. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We are in closed session.